Alright, welcome back to UKSG. Thank you for watching the big anniversary event 2018, a 2-day online speedrunning marathon where we are celebrating the first birthday of UKSG. Be sure to check out our on-site events as well. We hold events in Glasgow, Scotland 4 times a year. If you want to join, be sure to check out our next event, UKSG Winter 2019 in January. Submissions for that are still open. And I would also remind you that we are raising money to support Young Minds, a charity leading the fight for a future where all young minds are supported and empowered, whatever the challenges. Your donations help them to make sure young people get the best possible mental health support and have the resilience to overcome life's difficulties. Thank you all for your donations. And if you never want to miss anything regarding UKSG, be sure to join our Discord and check us out on Twitter. And before we go into the next game, I quickly want to remind you that we also have amazing incentives for our upcoming runs. For example, after this one, after Final Fantasy run, which, let's say the estimate is just a suggestion, we have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red and Blue Rescue Team any percent, single segment by our very own Curl, and there are still incentives, for example the Skitty name, the Squirtle name and the team name. The Skitty name doesn't have any options yet, so be the first one to bid for that. Squirtle, there's currently the name in the lead Ingrid with €1, so pretty easy to beat, although you shouldn't. And for the team name, Bapis Bathran, something, also with €1 in the lead, so if you wanna change that, be sure to get your donations in. Also later this evening we have for the Sonic Mania Plus the character choice, where Knuckles is currently in the lead with €1 and 1 cent. Close behind there is Sonic and Tails with €1. And one of our last runs we have Fallout New Vegas, where you can choose the radio that is being played or being used. Radio New Vegas versus Mojave Music. Both are currently at €0, so that's a pretty easy bit war. So get your donations in to help young minds, support young minds, and help us make this a very, very great event. And now I am transitioning over okay, no, I'm actually quickly resetting the emulator because I was starting to do weird stuff. No wait, oh no, that doesn't even work. Never mind. That wouldn't even work. Okay, cool. By the way, before I forget this. I just need to find the hacking game. Not completely the right game, but should be good though. Okay, so I need to do the checklist though. The final check is there. So, and UKSG, and I think we are ready to start. So, 3, 2, 1, go! So, yeah, welcome to Final Fantasy 1, a run that got very spontaneously into the marathon, but I think it might be a very good addition to the HMO world. I already hate you. I'm quickly explaining what is... no. Wait. Why is the... Rip? Okay, wait. Cool. Timer was... Great, FF1. Are you now working? Okay, now it's working. Cool. See, this is when you have to do it all by yourself. Okay, let's do this again. Okay. SG. And now. Oh, I think I went on finish. Never mind. So yeah, now let's do this. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. So yeah, welcome to Final Fantasy 1. I'm quickly buying some stuff, doing some magic. That's probably the easiest way to explain it. You go away, dude. Excuse me. Okay, so yeah, to explain a little bit what's happening. This is Final Fantasy 1, the PSP version, and the reason why we're playing the PSP version is, well, I don't know any of the other games, of the other versions, so to speak. And this game, or the PSP version, has a very unique equipment glitch. Every time to try to equip an item into a slot while changing the character, the game loads a completely different item with the same item slot number into that equipment slot, which is why we just got the Knight's Armor, a very, very powerful and unique armor, which basically makes us invincible for the early part of this run. We're gonna use this equipment glitch quite a few times. For example, right here at the next corner. Okay, so Now I also glitched a helm into a weapon, which is why all my characters now have the Judgment Staff, a very, very powerful weapon, which you usually get only in one of the bonus dungeons. And this staff can also cast Flare. More about that later. Time for our first boss, Garland. You see, we don't get damage, we do a lot of damage. That was Garland. Bye, Garland. Also, the best thing about the equipment glitch is that even characters that usually can't equip that item now can. Which will be very, very, very interesting later on when you see sword battling mages around. That's gonna be interesting, that's gonna be cool. So, here I am gonna talk to the princess to get the loot, a very important item we need later on. Well, in this version it's actually not that important, because when you try to leave the throne room, you automatically get called by the princess to be like, yeah, come back here, I have to give you something for rescuing me. And in this version, and I think in the GBA version, you can't even leave the room without this item. In the NES version and the PS1 version, someone correct me if I'm wrong, you actually can leave the room, and in the final dungeon of the game you need this item to proceed, and if you don't have the item, you are like, well, you're fished. Leaving Cornelia, getting an encounter. Encounters in this game are really, really beautiful. Also, the PSP version is the only version where you can actually skip this cutscene. Encounters in this game are really, really beautiful and brutal, because depending on where you walk, the encounter rate is higher or lower. For example, on normal grass tiles, the encounter rate is normal. I think on swamp tiles there is a little bit higher. This is my house, and my house is just crazy. And on forest tiles, encounters are like super common. Which is why I'm trying to not walk through the forest as much as possible. But here it is actually kind of like... oh my... everything's fine, everything is good. And then what you also have is... you have... how do you call it? Ambushes and preemptives. There's a 25% to get an ambush, there's a 25% to get a preemptive. And a 50% to get a normal encounter. And depending on what kind of encounter you get, if you get like 8 enemies at once, yeah, that is... that can be really, really brutal. Alright, time for the pirates. This is actually a boss fight. Boom. Dead. Because this is a very cool thing, you can also use equipment items to cast spells. And like I said earlier, you can actually use the Judgment Staff to cast Flare, a very, very powerful move, which allows us to instantly kill those pirates. And since we killed them, we can now move with the ship. Also, sea encounters are really, really rare. So, now we have to start our little fetch quest. Come on. Wow. Okay. My warrior is dead. That's not cool. Please. This RNG is already completely bullshit. So, we are starting a small little fetch quest because the ocean we can drive around isn't like the biggest ocean there, or rather the path to the actual ocean is blocked by a cave, and we need to make a canal. And yeah, that's why we have to get a few things, bring a few things in order to get actually access to that canal. So first we have to find a crown. That crown we have to give the evil Elven King. He gives us, after beating him up, a crystal eye. That crystal eye belongs to Matoya, who gives us a Jewel Tonic, which we can use to wake up the sleeping Elven Prince, who then gives us as reward a Mystic Key, which allows us to get the Nitro Powder. With that, we can blow up the canal. Also, next boss, which is also a spike tile. Spike tiles are tiles where you always get an encounter. So now we picked up the crown. And if you would leave the room without picking up the crown, you would have to get back in there, and you would have to fight the Pisco Demons again. Because like I said, it's Spike Tile and they always come back. Green slime. I always do this. Oh, come on. Also, if you're wondering why I named my characters UKGS and not UKSG, I can just say, just wait a little bit. because there will be a character swap later on, and then everything makes sense. You can make so great memes with those character names. Okay, now we are attacking with them and using our judgment staff. Yes, 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 yes! Yo! Nice. I think I'm the only person on this planet who is actually excited about the warrior dying. Simple reason, because the XP gets split between each character that is living. And later on, we have to do a, well, small grind session, a really small grind session for both mages. At that point, our ninja or thief and warrior will be dead. But seeing the warrior being dead now already is really good, since that means our thief, well, all of them got more XP, and the warrior, for me, he is the least useful regarding XP. He doesn't really need them. Please run away, thank you. So, we got the crystal eye from Astos. This way back is so cool because there's so much forest. Oh. Quickly going here so the encounters get reset. Now, please. So, now we are visiting Matoya. I'm really sorry for the yawning, but yeah, I woke up at like 5 AM or so. And slept for like 3 hours at most. So, by the way, this Materia, someone stole her crystal eye. And now we're getting Troll Tonic. Also, did you see those brooms? Yeah. Those brooms are pretty brutal. Because they can actually block your way. There was a French runner once who actually lost world record because of those brooms. Because they were just stuck in the door and he was not able to get out. Fun times. So far it was a little bit difficult to run away from those Sahagins and wolves, but this will change once we have the Mystic Key. We're getting so many encounters on sea. What? And terrible ones. Thank you. Oh yeah. Alright. Because with the Mystic Key we can actually open up treasures and doors that we couldn't have opened before. So, we're going into this little village and we are buying a few gold needles, which we hopefully, but might need. Wait. I just forgot something. Just forgot something very, very important. Got something unbelievable important. Remember what I said about, like, yeah, Mystic Key opening doors and such? No, please not die. Yeah. We can also now open this door. No? There we go. God. So, now we got the Mithril Hammer, and we glitched it into Thieves' Armlets on every slot except the weapon slot, for obvious reasons, and the shield slot. The reason why we don't clip things on the shield slot yet is simply the reason whenever we get attacked and we block the attack, we block it either with our weapon, if we don't have a shield on, or we block it with the item that is on the shield slot, preferably a shield. But the thing is, you can glitch everything into the shield slot. The problem though is, some items don't have a block animation, and if you then would block with an item that has no animation, the game can actually crash. Which is also why we haven't glitched the the Thieves' Armlet in the shield slot. Ugh. Now we can easily run away from those wolves. So, now we're in Mount Durgar, And we give this very, very nice looking dude the nitro powder. So he can blow up for us the canal, so we can continue and move on. So, now we can move on. A little bit too far. So, now we go into Melmont. Said we go into Melmont, not out of Melmont. We buy the steel gloves. Excuse me. Very bad Barbarian menu, but that's fine. So, now we got the Barbarian Sword. Again, we glitched something. The Barbarian Sword is one of the strongest weapons in the game. It's actually the strongest single-handed sword. Well, not single-handed, they are only single-handed swords. But yeah, it's the strongest sword in the game. And to explain how you usually get that sword, at the end of the game, there is an optional bonus dungeon, and in that bonus dungeon there's a super boss called Chronodia. In that dungeon you have to solve puzzles, and depending on how many puzzles you solved in time, Chronodia gets stronger or weaker. There are I believe 8 different forms of Chronodia, which if you solve all of the puzzles, you can actually fight the strongest version of Chronodia. And if you beat that version of Chronodia, then you get the Barbarian Sword. Now you see me using the Judgment Staff. Something I haven't explained yet is that in this game there are 2 types of encounters. Either you can run away, or you have to kill it. So-called unrunnables. Those unrunnables we usually kill in 2 different ways. Either we just use our Barbarian Sword, or we use our Judgment Staff. The thing is, the Judgment Staff has a really long animation, so it is not useful for only like one enemy. Therefore, what we use always depends on the amount of enemies. If we have less than 3 enemies, we always use the Baron sword, because even with the manuing, that's faster. If there are more than 3, we always use the Judgment Staff. And if there are exactly 3, then it doesn't really matter if you use the Barbarian Sword or the Judgment Staff. It's about equal, time-wise. So, the next boss. Miss it and you blink it. Blink and you miss it. So, now we're picking up the Star Ruby. A small little fetch quest here again, because we first have to kill the vampire to get the Star Ruby. What I haven't explained yet is the story, because we are the 4 Warriors of Light, and we have to defeat the 4 elemental fiends. The Fire Elemental, the Earth Elemental, the Water Elemental, and the Wind Elemental. And to... Oh, we can just go down. See, there I just go with normal attacks. Yeah, and in this cave we can actually encounter the Earth Elemental Fiend. But the problem is that we can't move forward. There's a stone tablet that is blocking our way, so we have to go back, pick up the Star Ruby, go to another cave on the other side of the continent, and get there an item to get access to the deeper part of the dungeon. Oh, wait. Okay. So this is the giant. He wants the Star Ruby. Very slow animation. And I always get an encounter in that shitty cave. Also, these shadows, they either appear as a preemptive, there's a 75% chance, or they appear as an ambush, which is a 25% chance. There's no in between. Alright. There's the Earth Rod. I have no idea how... Could I please run away? Lesser tigers, can you please be less annoying? Thank you. This is FF1, by the way. Yeah. So, we're gonna save again. Because this is floor 3. Bad things can happen. For example, those ladies. Please let me go. So they wrecked Earthward. The thing I should also explain is that every time I get a level up, I also get stats. HP, MP, and such. And the amount I get is always random, but I either get the lowest or the highest roll. Which is pretty important because for the final boss I need a certain amount of HP to be actually able to survive attacks. Which is usually not a problem. But Final Fantasy 1 is not usual. So, let's hope for no Earth Elementals. They are vulnerable. Nice. Okay, let me quickly... No! Ah, fuck you. So, I'm gonna save here because this is the first elemental fiend. Which is Lich. Oh no. It's good. Yeah, this is something he can do. Blizzara. No. Okay. 3 hits is pretty long. And now I actually have time to write something, because now the crystal gets activated and we will get a little cutscene. I haven't even said anything cool. Now we can actually start with a small little sequence break. Technically, there's no particular order in which you have to do the elemental fiends, except for Lich. You always have to do Lich first. And afterwards you can do the rest. Well, thank you. Yeah. Obviously, there are some suggestions in which order you should do them. But from here on, it is a little bit more. Now we also have the canoe. So what we are technically supposed to do now is take the canoe and go to Mount Gulk and defeat the fire elemental fiend, which we won't do for, well, the next 10-15 minutes ish, because we first want to get some items. We first want to get an airship, and we first want to grind. See, the thing is, There are basically three things we want to do now. First, we want to grind in order to learn spells, because how spells work, there are different levels of spell. For example, Fire is a level 1 spell, Fire is a level 3 spell, I believe, and Firaga level 5 or 6 or so. So, and you cannot just go there and be like, yo, teach me Firaga, I'm level 1. That's not working. So we need to get our mages to a specific level so they are able to learn those magic spells. And we're gonna bring them to level 18.5. We also want an airship. And for that we're going into this cave. We're also going to grind here for like 2 minutes. And instantly getting the Pisco Demons. Welcome in the Cavern of Ice, or Ice Cavern. This place is super dangerous because there are so many things that can kill you. So many things that are unrunnable. For example, those Pisco Demons. This is something I don't want. Like, just for sure. I could have tried to run away. But yeah, as you can see, they were doing nasty stuff. Those blood bones are not a problem, but dark wizards, if they ambush me, I'm dead, most likely. Yo, what's up, Cruel? Good morning, thank you. I definitely need it. Mind Flayers can also be very annoying. White dragons, or how we call them, double dragons, they can also be very annoying. Okay. So I'm just gonna walk a little bit on those tiles. Tired but alive, I guess. Oh, tell me about it. So I'm working on those spiky tiles, not spike tiles, spiky tiles, so I get damage here, because my warrior is a little bit, actually, it's me. He's actually pretty fine now. Because in the next fight, we will let our warrior and our thief die. So all the XP is going to our mages. What's happening here? And this is another spike tile. This is Evil Eye. So we defend till he uses Thunder, kills off our 2 warriors. And our mages just going for the attack. Now we obtain a Levy Stone, very important item. You don't want to leave this here because this is the item we need to get the airship. So, just in case. And now we do this fight again. Technically we should be faster, but sometimes things can happen. FF1. I think I'm now level 15. So that means I should now be level 16. That is 17 and a half. Okay, that is 17. Sure. $17 and a half. That is 18. And one more. Yes. Okay. So now I heal all them up again. My both mages are on level 18 and a half. This will assure that I am able to learn the spells. We got the Lever Stone. We're just gonna leave. Oh, we got a preemptive. Nice. Oh, Black Mage is actually on a very, very good HP spot. So, since we got everything, we want to leave here. Killing those Biscuit Demons. Actually, this Cavern of Ice, well, the start was a little bit eh, but now it's actually getting pretty cool, pretty smart. Okay, never mind. You heard nothing. Okay, so we're out of the cave. Now we're getting ourselves an airship. I heard stories about that back in the days people were actually not getting the airship and just traveled only with the ship. The thing is, the ship is technically faster, but you can't get you can get encounters with the ship, which you can't with the airship. So on average, the ship is actually faster. And let's be honest, an airship is pretty cool, right? So we're going to get this. Welcome in the Ryokan Desert. So, now we are going here. There we go. So, very important, saving here. Because what we're gonna do next is we're gonna do our class upgrade. Well, the class upgrade is not really necessary, but in the dungeon where we can get the class upgrade, or where we can get an item for the class upgrade, we get the healing staff, which is a very, very important item we need for the final boss. Oh, those sphinxes. So, yeah, this is why we wanna go there. And in this desert we saw before, they can actually, or even in the forest, there can a monster spawn called Sandworm, and he can use an attack called Earthquake, which will instantly kill us. This is why I saved there. But now we are in the Citadel of Trials doing our usual teleporter maze. And the 164 Dragon Zombie. Okay, cool. This is technically the boss, but he can also appear before. Do I at least get a Mega Elixir? I don't. Heck you. First annoying me and then don't even giving me the Grande Preis. Preis de la Grande. So, this is also non-runnable. So, another Spectre with Nightmares. We're just gonna kill them, because here it is very, very hard to run away from them. Now we have the Healing Staff. Can I please leave this place? Killing the Nightmares again. Also, another item we get here is, when I'm able to pick it up, the gauntlets, which we will use for the golden staff, which is also very important for the final boss. I obtain the rat's tail, and defeating the boss, so to speak, killing some dragon zombies. There is a chance we get a Mega Elixir here, which would be really, really good. I actually got it. Nice. So, the thing is, the Mega Elixir restores all HP and all MP for every party member. It saves a few seconds for the final boss. So I don't have to restore HP and MP manually. Going almost into this cave. And we're gonna meet someone. You know, this is the first Final Fantasy, but we're already meeting someone we do know. Because we are meeting... Who is it? Oh my god, it's a dragon! It's Bahamut! Bahamut? Bahamut. Baba. So, and since we found the rat's tail, he evolves us. Our warrior is getting a knight, our thief is getting a ninja, our white mage is getting a white wizard, and our black mage is getting a black wizard, or the other way around, I don't know. So yeah. And I think now it's shopping time! Shopping, 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 shopping. Oh. So. Yeah, cool. And we need teleport. We're going into this again, and we are buying haste. And haste is actually pretty interesting, because how haste works in this game is that it doesn't make you faster, but it increases the amount of hits you deal. So, and now we're in Mount Gulk, one of my favorite places. And we're gonna do something called lava boosting. How lava boosting works. Every time I walk on the stone tile here, I can get an encounter. If I walk on the lava tile, however, I get 1 damage, but I don't get any encounters. Which is why I wanna walk here as often as possible, or as much as possible. Nice. This was a really, really good Mount Gulk. Alright, time for the second elemental themed Marilith. And it's that Oh yeah, D-E did. Lava boost, yay! Also, at that point, I should be maybe explaining like what's happening. So every time we defeat the elemental themed, we're able to restore the crystal's power and, you know, break an unlimited seal. What we see in this cutscene is there are in total 5 bonus dungeons. 4 of them are tied to each one. 4 of them are tied to each of to one of each of the elemental theme dungeons. And in those dungeons, in those bonus dungeons, you always unlock them as soon as you defeat the boss. Wait, now, let me quickly think, so I don't go the wrong way. Ah, I can't fly. It's DE dead, not... It's DED dead, not DE dead. You don't make dead with just the first D in it. What? What? Okay, so, anyhow, yeah, in those dungeons you can get super cool equipment, and they are usually the dungeon floors itself are almost always the same, but the order and the spawn point is always different. But at the end, or inside the dungeon, you can fight bosses. You have the Earthgift Shrine, where you can defeat bosses from FF3. You have the Hellfire Chasm, where we just saw got unlocked, where you can fight bosses from FF4. The Lifestream Water, where you can fight bosses from FF5. And the Whispering Cove, where you can defeat 6 famous bosses from... No, 4 famous bosses from FF6. So... Oh, so left me! It's too early, okay? Very hype! So... what now happened is... we bought a fairy in a bottle. Rescued her. And got the Oxyale, which allows us to breathe underwater. So, ladies and gentlemen, Disney pun coming in 3, 2, 1. We are going under the sea. Starkville Link if I would have been proud of me. Anyways, because our next stop is the Sunken Shrine? Yeah, Sunken Shrine. Where we find the Water Elemental Fiend. And guess what? It's underwater! Whoa! Who had have guessed it? Also, we find this ghost of a mermaid who says, "Can you please rescue the mermaids?" And I'm like, sure, but why are you flying? Also, trick barrel. Default answer is always no. Do you want to enter the bowl? No. But no. You don't know. Pizza? Yes. No. So, shout out to my boy Cruel. He really loves this place. Speaking about that, yo, Indy, do we have any donations? Oh, thank you, Indy. No, we don't have any donations, but I would quickly remind you that after this run, whenever it's over, I don't know when, but I don't know, estimate, it's just a suggestion. After Final Fantasy 1, we have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red and Blue Rescue Team, any % singer segment by our very own Cruel. And there are still incentives open for that. You can... you can donate for the Skinny name, which I believe doesn't have have a name currently. The Squirtle name, where Ingrid is currently in the lead. And the team name, where something double B is in the lead. So if you want to donate and help us supporting young minds, then get your donations in. Make me happy, make Cruel happy, make everyone happy, and especially make the people happy that deserve to be happy. Oh. Speaking about happy, those ghosts don't make me happy. So back to Indy. Thank you very much. So we have 3 types of encounters that are unrunnable in this dungeon. The ghosts, the Zahagans, and the water elementals, when there are only water elementals. And we're gonna do a forced sequence break here, because before we go to the water boss, we get the Rosetta Stone, which allows us to learn a language in 1 to 3 seconds. Oh, okay. And this is what teleport does. We teleport one dungeon or one floor back. Back to floor 3. See, there's a water elemental, but that's fine, because there we can actually run away from. Okay. Yes, you should get out of bed, although I expect you still have at least like 30 minutes to get ready. Yeah, see, this is... To be fair, this is the first unrunnable encounter I tried to flee from. That after like 70 hours of running. That's pretty good. Yo, Mecha, thank you very much for the raid. And welcome everyone. Everyone, welcome to the big UKSG anniversary event. Yeah, currently you don't need to, since I'm still on, well, I'm still running. I will set up Cruel's next run, and then I give it over to you. So, we got the light axe. Time to do a little bit more. It's me. So, this was another equipment glitch. You may be asking, okay, what did you do with the white mage? Well, pretty simple. All of my characters got the survival vest on all of their 3 slots, except for the white mage, who got the lordly robes on the 3 slots, except on the armor slot. Because if the lordly robe is actually on the armor slot, it has a regen animation, which just wastes time. But it also increases our intelligence, which allows us to deal more magical damage and heal more. Which will be super nice for the final boss. So, and this is Kraken. Release the Kraken! What? That was the Kraken? Water crystal gets restored. And the next dungeon is getting unlocked. And let's leave space. So, before we can go and kill the last elemental fiend, we're going to go in our all-time favorite dungeon. Yay! Give me an W. Give me an A. Give me an T. Give me an this cave will suck. Let's go into the waterfall cave. Oh, waterfall cavern. So, reason why this is such a bad place. This cave, or this cavern, has the highest encounter rate ever. And this cave also has a green dragon that could potentially kill me. But yeah, this encounter rate is so high that even if you play with no encounter cheat or no encounter hack, that then the encounter rate in this dungeon is lowered, but it is as normal as in any other dungeon. We actually once had someone who got only half of the encounters he should have gotten, and yeah, then went into this cave and his encounter rate was just normal. So I'm gonna save here though. Haven't saved in a while. Because there's another spike tile. Spike tile that can kill me, but doesn't. So, we're getting a ribbon. Another equipment glitch. So, what we now did, we just picked up the ribbon. The ribbon is a very useful item because, first of all, it guards us from elemental attacks. We only get 50% of elemental attacks. And we're also immune to all status elements or status effects, including instant death. But the thing is, we only have one ribbon, so yeah, we kind of want to have more ribbons for all of our party members. Yeah, no worries. Here comes FF1 in to play, because we have this amazing equipment glitch. We just use the ribbon to craft an item, the giant axe, which then allows us to craft even more ribbons. So we use the ribbon to get more ribbons. Sounds amazing. This is FF1. And now we're learning a language because we got the warp cube, which we need to go into the next city. Into the next dungeon, to the next boss. But we also need to get the chime. The problem about the chime is that the chime is in a city called Lithuania, and the people in there are speaking their own language. And we can't just go in there and be like, yeah, can you give us a chime? Because they don't understand us and we don't understand them, so... Weird situation. This is why we learned Lithuanian, so we can actually go there and get the chime, which allows us to enter the Mirage Tower / Flying Fortress. And... can I please? And the bad part about the ship is... bad part about the airship is that... we can only land on grass tiles. So this walk is pretty brutal. Have we already talked about NPC RNG? No? Well, we don't. Also, this NPC on the left there is the only NPC in the remakes of F1 who's actually talking about someone called Sid of the Lithuanian. Alright, now we got the chime. Now we're going into the second to last dungeon. Maybe I'm lucky and I'm getting a T-Rex. Pretty please. Because the T-Rex that can appear here is one of the rarest encounters you can get in the game. And if you get something like that, you should kill it. But there's another encounter we can get. Another very rare encounter I hope we get to see. I'm just quickly... myself, thank you. Camera. Also, by the way, the ribbon is one of the few items that actually has an animation. So we glitched it into the shield slot. Grim to pounds, thank you, let me go. Looking at my HP, I would really like to get this one encounter. First we're getting a blue dragon spectral. And we're going up. Manticore. Making our way to the last elemental themed The Fiend of Wind. Okay. That never happened before. And you will see me doing a safety save on the last floor. On the floor where the boss appears. But not because I'm scared of the boss. I'm scared of one specific encounter. Called a Warmech. Warmech is a pretty strong enemy. But if we kill it, and we will kill it, if we get it, we get a ton of XP. Which gives me a little bit more HP. So I'm more likely to survive the final fight. Because those HP bars, they are all very close. Can I please run away? Okay. So, let's see. Warmech. Ah, fire was. Okay. No Warmech yet. But there is still the chance to get one. On the way to the teleporter. Okay. So, there's a Tiamat. For Tiamat there's only victory, except when there isn't victory. That's pretty good. I think I've never had a one round Tiamat. Right, and another cutscene. The last elemental bonus dungeon gets unlocked. The Whisperwind Cove, where you can fight bosses from FF6. Typhoon, Ultros, the Doom Train, and Death Gaze. Ah, do we get the Warmech? No. Sad. Alright. Now it's time for the final dungeon. Barretta, I make burrito out of you. Go away. So, time for the final dungeon. And I actually think we get this underestimate if nothing happens. This dungeon is actually kind of pretty forward. So, with the power of all the 4 crystals, okay. We can do this. So, we now have traveled back in time. I can't exactly explain the lore. What I know is that there are many things that can kill you. There are a bunch of dragons. White dragons are actually the only ones you can run away from, but you should not run away from, although I should have run away from those. Because it was not a preemptive, not a back attack. Cool. Thank you. So the story about this game is that the guy we battle at the start, Garland, made a contract with the evil fiend Chaos, and got killed in the past, then traveled back into the future. No, into the present. So something about time traveling. Okay, let's see. We'll get skinny after breakfast. It's allowed the first time at the start of screen for what? Yeah, no more scroll. So yeah, something about time travel. He traveled here and there, and now we're traveling back into the past to, well, basically kill him before he gets Chaos, or well, rather kill Chaos before Chaos can do stuff. And I could just read the lore I found on this random site the other day, but the thing is, that on those sites there were also shopping advertisements about garden gnomes, and I was a little bit confused what this has to do with F1. Also something I haven't said yet, where maybe we'll get it. We don't get it. From this purple worm you can also get an item called Emergency Exit, which is basically an escape rope. That. Oh. I'm just gonna kill them this way. What was I about to say? I forgot. I don't know anymore. Oh yeah. And there's also a mini game on the ship you can do. That gonna save here. And on that ship you can do a mini game called 15 puzzles. If you do it correctly and in time, you also get an emergency exit, which you can use to leave the Earth cave for the first time and save like 2 minutes, but on average it's faster to just do it. Also, this was Lich again. Lich number 2. This time he's even faster, well, even more dangerous. Well, he can't kill us now. Well, he could have tried. He could have tried to do a lot of damage. But yeah. But yeah, Lich. Okay, so this is Marolith. It's true. Firaga is... yeah, the PSP version is not from 1987, but this is definitely the PSP version and played on a PSP, well, emulator, but yeah. The thing is, I just had to put down release here, and I didn't want to look every single game up, which is why I just went with the original release of the game. No, those I can run away from. I think? Yeah, I was about to say. Oh. Ah! Ah! So, those water elementals once again are unrunnable. But we get a little bit more XP. So, and as you can imagine, Kraken. Tooth. Kraken is super undangerous. And these are for purple worms. Alright, Tiamat 2. And here we're actually going to use haste on the thief to save a turn. That was a little bit closer than I would have liked. Can you please die? Okay. See? This is what the Mega Elixir was for. Okay. Time for the final boss. And this is Chaos. So, I'm gonna go for safe strats. Oh. Technically I don't need to, but I will do it. I'm gonna use Giant Sonics on both my Ninja and my Black Mage, because they're kinda low. I'm hasting my Ninja, only healing with my White Mage. Blaze is really, really good, since I get... well, I don't get as much damage as I would without the ribbon. And because of the Lordly Ropes and the 2 healing staffs, I'm starting to drop frames again. Holy fuck. Ah, why did I attack? Rip. I should have used haste on my... Zaga's good. Okay. So. Now it's just holding eggs. Jeez, you haven't missed anything. Oh, now he's going with 2. Oh! Well, thanks everyone. Only 20 seconds though. There was... yeah. What should I say? This is FF1, right? Yeah. Anyways. Thank you very much for watching. There was Digimon Adventure followed by FF1 and a fucking OBS. I have no idea what's happening. Yeah, there's nothing that is doing shit stuff. So we're just gonna continue. Next up is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red and Blue Rescue Team 80% single segment by Cruel. If you want to donate for one of the names, be very, very fast. We will start setting everything up. And then we will be right back, hopefully, without any connection errors like OBS. Fuck you. And, yeah. Until then, take care, guys.